Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.
Welcome everyone. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. I'm sorry we had a little bit of like a not quite getting going there. But these things happen. Mars and Gemini, it's kind of part of the program there. So hopefully
Yeah,
you're connected to us now. We might need to give a few minutes, Cheryl. Cheryl, I would like everyone to meet Cheryl. And I just want to say that Cheryl,
everybody.
this is mostly about her. And so hopefully all of you will get to know Cheryl. So I would encourage you to introduce yourself, Cheryl.
Hi, everybody. My name is Cheryl Cole, aka MamaCole. Um, I grew up. My first experience as a medium, honestly, started when I was 3 or 4 years old. I've had a lot of experiences, and my very first one was my great grandma had passed, and we were super close. And I told my mom about it before anyone in the family knew about it. And I continued to do this from the ages of like 4 to about 10. I would tell my mom about dreams that I had, and then they would come true. My mom wasn't very in tune, and she was very scared of my ability. And at the time, I was told that my gifts were evil, that they were a curse, which they're not. They're such a beautiful gift that I have. So as a little girl, and my mother wasn't the most loving, kind person. I spent a lot of time in the woods, and I would find all kinds of treasures in the woods. And I had an ability to. I would also connect with like the forest elementals. Um, but when I would be in the woods, I would get left crystal formations a lot. I would find different like really cool formations like this, like just crystal formations. I grew up in the woods in Virginia, in Richmond, Virginia. And my dad lived in New Mexico, and I would go visit my dad in the summers. And in New Mexico, we would find my dad was a hippie. Like he backpacked and caved all over the U.S. I've been underground on every state in the U.S. But dad was really into crystals, and we would go places like there's places in Colorado and New Mexico where there's obsidian flows. And obsidian, I'm going to talk about later, is a volcanic glass. It's the what's left over when the lava flows, and it's where it's super, super hot and it turns into glass. You can see through it. This is an obsidian angel. Well, this one place in Colorado that we went to had obsidian on one side, and I'm talking boulders, like huge boulders that you could see through, and crystal quartz crystal on the other side. And when the sun hits crystals, like I think I was 6 the first time I ever saw like a flow. It was called a crystal flow. And when the sun hits that glass, it just sparkles and glows. And this was all natural. It wasn't polished. It wasn't in a rock store or anything like that. And I just really was always fascinated by them. And at that time, you could take a piece, but my dad always taught me you never take too much. You were able to take little pieces. And like just taught me to really appreciate crystals and rocks and underground. Like I've been in caves since I was 3 days old. So I really respect Mother Nature and stuff. Um, then fast forward to about 10 years ago, I was bedridden. I was bedridden for 3.5 years. I have a lot of health issues, and they decided to treat me with medications that my body wasn't able to process. So I was bedridden. I thought I had no hope of ever healing. I thought that I was stuck there until one day I watched a broadcast, and this woman that I was watching was actually using crystals to heal. And she had healed herself from lupus. Like she woke up one day blind, and I was like, no way. There's no way. So I started just looking into crystals. And what I did was I would just research the metaphysical properties of each crystal. If there was something I was drawn to, I would look it up and see its properties and what I could use it for. So what my first task, I was on a lot of very heavy medication. So my first task was to get rid of the medication. With my doctor, I told him that I almost died, and my husband knew that I was almost dying from these medications. So we weaned myself off, and as I was weaning off, I was increasing
almost
natural
died, and
stuff.
my husband knew that I was almost
Using
dying from these
crystals.
medications.
So we weaned myself off, and as I was weaning off, I was increasing
almost
natural
died, and my
stuff.
husband knew that I was
And
almost dying from these medications.
So we weaned myself off, and as I was weaning off, I was increasing
almost
anyway.
died,
I have major feedback. I'm not sure what's happening. Anyway, so I learned about crystals. And one thing I want to share, very important at all, a crystal can work just as well no matter if it's a chip or if it's a large piece. Okay. They still maintain the same vibration. They still have the same properties, and they will still help you. And people are like, it's a rock. How can it help you? Okay, when you are in heavy in grief or illness or anything like that, your vibration is very, very low. Okay, crystals vibrate at different frequencies. You may not be able to feel it because your vibration is so low. It's very similar to like when you're in grief, where it's hard to feel your loved one at times. So what the crystal will actually help you elevate your vibration. It'll help clear different properties that'll help different areas of your life, different things that you can use crystals for. And you can use them in different ways too. So that's how I ended up healing my zinc crystals. I started doing grids. I started wearing crystal jewelry. That was a big step. A lot of my rings found me. Like at thrift shops, seriously, I found like moonstone rings and stuff at thrift shops for like $40. And it was when I needed that stone. So there's all kinds of places that crystals will find you. Once you start just being intrigued, or if you want to use them for healing and stuff, just start looking around. You can find them just out in your yard, depending on where you live. Hollis is in a very, very rich place for crystals. A lot of you are just in your own. The other thing I've always believed about crystals is no matter how it finds you, I want you to realize that this stone, I'm going to show you an example. Crystals find me. This stone here, this one here, looks like exactly, I wish I would have thought, but to pull a picture up, this looks like the EO needle in Maui. Anybody that's familiar with the EO needle, this is actually the needle, and this looks like there's, I know my camera is very digital, but there's actually like a crystal formation that looks like the waterfall beside the EO Valley. It's one of my most favorite places of healing. And how long do you think this crystal's been around? Much longer than my lifetime. It's taken thousands and thousands of years for this crystal to form in the earth. And somehow, some way, amongst all the millions of people in the world, this crystal found its way to me. And what are the chances that this crystal looks exactly like a place that I meditated in my 20s when I worked on a cruise ship? Like, I worked on a ship with like 1,500 people, and I was a bartender, and I always had to have somewhere just to go relax. And I would go here. I'd ride my mountain bike up. I'd sit in the water and let the water flow over me. So, like, what are the chances? That's doesn't happen. So when a crystal finds its way to you, I want you to realize that it chose you out of the entire universe, all of the people. So just, I'm going to teach you here in a little bit, just like how to connect. If you have like a rock or something that you found recently, or you have like a favorite crystal and it just sits, like, a lot of people have these in their home. This is a generator. Like, a lot of people like will just see something and they'll buy it, but they don't even know what to do with it. They're like, well, yeah, it looks pretty, and they just stick it on a shelf. There's ways that you can activate this. This is a rose quartz. This is so good for healing your heart, for in your grief journey and stuff. And there's ways that you can use it. Yeah, it's a beautiful decor, but it also emits so much energy, and it's all like pure love and just beautiful energy.
So just a
That's
shout
just a
out,
little bit of my
Cheryl.
story.
Just a shout out. Hey, MamaCole, you might want to know that you got a bunch of people that are saying hello to you. Like Lizzie is saying hello. Hi, Lizzie. We're glad you're
Hi,
here.
Lizzie.
And Sarah Barr
Happy to
is
see
saying
everybody.
hello.
Hi,
And you
Sarah.
can see their little name down there. And Nilifer is also saying hello. You know, if you're watching this in the group, I can't feature your question like the way you can see I'm featuring people. But if you're watching this on a page, then you can simply put your question in the comments, and I can feature your question. So if you have a question, I'm also making my way over to the group to see if there are any questions. If you have any questions, please, just put them in the comments, and I will do my best to get it to Cheryl, get it to MamaCole, and get you to get your question over. Facebook isn't really the best at this, actually. You would think it is, but it's not. It's actually
We're
not.
learning. We're just, yeah.
Well, it's actually
okay.
it's actually Facebook. Yeah,
and
they
also,
actually don't put the questions in there. So if I don't get to your question right away, just let me know.
Crystal,
here we go. Here's questions. Maggie
there
Lopez.
We go. Hey,
how
look,
can
and I can read
rose
it.
quartz?
How can rose quartz be used? Go ahead. Be used in grief.
How
Funny
can
you
the
should
quartz
ask
be
that.
used in grief, Maggie? Go ahead.
Okay, rose quartz. There's different ways you can use it. You can use rose quartz. You can wear it like in jewelry. You can have a little stone. One of my favorite, when I first started, I would use chips and I'd put them in a little baggie. You got to have a baggie or something, especially if you're not very endowed. I always dropped them. Like, I'd bend over, they'd fall out. So I put them in a little baggie, like in your top, or your pocket or wherever. And what rose quartz does, that's exactly what this was rose quartz. It's one of my favorites for grief. Rose quartz is really good for grief and for your heart. If you have heart issues, and if you want in your home, when I had a whole bunch of teen boys and stuff, this is really good for like unconditional love and just peace and calm. It also helps self-compassion. When you're heavy in grief, sometimes you totally forget to take care of yourself. Rose quartz helps with that. It kind of gives you a little bit of self-love. Just holding it, really, it's like a very pure, unconditional love. Okay, it can help mend a broken heart, and it also it fosters a sense of like inner peace. And you can just take, like, this one is really cool. See all these wisps? These are called angel. I always call them angel wisps. These are parts of the quartz that are clear. But just when you're working with stones like this, just think of its journey. How did it get to you? How did the person because somebody carved this one didn't grow this way naturally. Some do grow naturally, but this one's carved because it's wonky. See? If the geometry is off, you know that it was hand carved. because nature doesn't do stuff too wonky. Like, honestly, it's some of the crystals like this one. This is a really cool specimen because it's flat. And I know my camera's really crappy, but instead of these being thick like this, they're flat with points. So, but you can use rose quartz, just like I said. You can wear it, you can put it in your pocket, and I also teach ways that you can connect with them. You can charge them with your intentions and stuff. Like if you're really heavy in grief, you can put it in your hand, and you just ask for help. You just try to connect with it. It takes a little bit of practice at first. So just in the meantime, just look at the beauty of it and just think of its journey and how you found it. And 9 times out of 10, it finds you right when you need it to. Okay, so we covered rose quartz. Hi, Heather. It's Heather. We also have amethyst. Amethyst is really, really good also for grief. It's used for calming and soothing. It was also like really used way back, I think it was in the 1920s or so. It was believed to be a hangover cure. So it just helps calm you, gets rid of headaches. It's very soothing. It also helps ease anxiety, and it helps your sleep. So amethyst is really good. And again, it doesn't matter if it's a polished, this is a point, if it's a raw piece, or if it's a totally perfect polished piece. And the size and this point, it doesn't matter. They all have the same properties, whether they're little or large. And I have more, but I want to see if anybody else has any questions. I think we're good. Okay, one of the other stones, I have a list of stones that'll help aid you in grief. There's also moonstone, which is really cool. And a lot of people are very familiar with moonstone. Moonstone I have a moonstone ring here. I choose to wear moonstone a lot. I really like it. It is associated with like your intuition and your emotional balance. So if you're having a problem, you're just not believing what's going on, you can hear your loved one, or you're having some experiences and you're just having a hard time believing it's real, moonstone will help you. Okay, it'll help you trust your intuition. It'll help you have a little bit more balance with your emotions, because I know the grief, it like the emotions get a little bit too much. But while it's doing that, it's also going to provide some comfort and support. So moonstone is really good. And it's one that is clear, and it has the black specks and rainbows. Everybody is usually used to the rainbows. And again, it doesn't matter if it's a polished piece or just a little tiny rock that you found. And moonstone is something that you can find. There's a lot of places in the US that you can find almost all of these crystals. I know North Carolina, Arkansas, Colorado, a lot of these crystals are very, very common. And they've been used for centuries for healing. Okay. Next. Now this one's uncommon. This is my personal choice for healing. I grew up part of my life in my parents were divorced, so I was in New Mexico, like in the summers and stuff. And like I said, my dad would take me everywhere. My dad was fascinated. His father was adopted, so my dad was really fascinated with the Hispanic and the Native American culture and history. So he introduced me to this stone. This is called an Apache tear. Remember when I was talking about obsidian earlier? This is a form of obsidian, which is a volcanic glass. It's just like a black rock. It looks like dull obsidian. Like you wouldn't think that it's much. It's just like a black rock. Like if you saw this, you'd be like, oh, that's okay. What is that? Like it's kind of unimpressive looking. But the Apache have a really cool legend about the Apache tears. And it's about these women. They were widows and mothers. And they cried after discovering the deaths of their husbands, their fathers, and their sons at the bottom of a cliff. These men were mighty warriors who chose death over surrender. And these women found their bones at the bottom of this cliff. And each one turned into a... And the legend says that anyone who finds an Apache tear, especially, is actually in Superior, Arizona. But if you find one of these, you'll never cry again because the women cried enough for the person who holds it, which I think is just beautiful. So they say, the legend is if you find it, that you won't cry for that loved one because your tears have already, the price has like already been paid. The tears have already flown. And so when you look at it like this, I don't know how well this is going to show up, but this is also what it shows me too. Hey Siri, torch on. Okay, when you look like it, this, it's just black. Like it's black, solid, doesn't really have much. You're like, why would that seem? But then the legend, you're like, okay, wow, that's pretty powerful. Like it's made from actual tears of grieving women. That's the legend of it. But when you put a light on it, you can see through it. It actually glows. Hold on. It actually glows. And I know it doesn't look the best. It's going to look like a yellow glowing thing. But that is it glowing. So to me, the largest lesson there, see, you can see it glow. I know it looks like a yellow thing, but you need to realize this is it normally. Okay, see the difference? So even in the very darkest hour, the ability of light to shine through in your life, it's still there. That's what I get from this. When I was in my grief journey, when I was going through some horrible times, someone suggested this and I didn't really understand until I read the story, and then I put it on the light. And I know when you're in such a dark place that it's just trying to find that little bit of light's really hard. So this is a really good crystal that you can use because you can actually like take the darkness and put light through it. And it just really helps a lot. So that's one of my absolute favorites is the Apache tears, just because of the connection and stuff. So, hi C, how are you? I love that I can see your comments now. So, I do have, oh, and also we have smoky quartz. That's another one. A lot of people have heard of smoky quartz, above the darkness. And it's a very good quartz for grounding, protection, and it releases negative energy and it gives you some stability. When you're grieving, you do go through a lot of negative emotions and stuff, and this is a way to get rid of that. Like if you have guilt or if you're angry, you're just questioning things and stuff, smoky quartz is a great one. Now, another favorite, and this is one, like most of the ones that I've mentioned, you've probably heard of. If you're into crystals at all, you've probably heard of. This one's kind of different. Not everybody has heard of this. This is a purple stone, and it's called lepidolite. If you look at it close, it has like this silver glitter. I wish I had a better camera. I'm sorry. I will next time. But it has this silver like mica in it. Lepidolite is amazing for grief. Lepidolite is like lithium. Literally, it's like a lithium in rock form. This stone is our family stone for grief. Lepidolite has some really good qualities. It, just like I said, it is known for stress relief like you wouldn't believe, and it's very calming. And it also can produce relaxation. It can help you with your anxiety and give you emotional balance. So lepidolite is also a huge one. This one is a little bit more expensive than some of the other ones. The other ones are pretty common. The lepidolite's a little bit more, but not too bad. But again, little tiny chip. Like seriously, my first healing tray, I'm going to show you. I do crystal drawings, and if you'd like a drawing, a reading, we're going to go ahead and do that here in a minute. This right here, I'm going to do crystal readings, which is very similar to as a crystal divination. Okay, this was my first crystal healing tray. It's a little tiny canoe, but I didn't have a lot of money starting out, and I was just learning, so I would buy chips. And like seriously, some are this tiny. They still have the properties. They still found their way to me, and I absolutely love and adore them. Like, I still use them. This is a little tiny piece of magnetite. It's a tektite. So, and you'll also see, and then, okay, that was my first one.
So I think if you're going to do a reading, you might as well just give CMAC a crystal reading then when you're ready. Okay. And I want to say, MamaCole, you're breaking up a little bit.
Right
so
here,
sometimes you might need to repeat
is my
yourself.
Crystal healing tray that I use now. And it is full, and I went ahead and put the candle on it just for now, but I'm going to move it over and do some drawings. Or I might be able to do it there. We'll see.
Yeah, you might need to repeat what you're saying, MamaCole, because MamaCole, sometimes you're breaking up a little bit. I know that you have a storm in your area, so I'm just letting you know that sometimes you're breaking up, so you might need to repeat yourself a few times.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to go check something. I'm going to go check my router, make sure everything's unplugged. But any Wi-Fi thing that's so it's draining, would that be okay?
Yeah, sure.
1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, but just if it might make it clearer for me, just give me 1 second.
Maybe.
It should be.
So yeah, so we'll be with you in just a second. Of course, we're all having, technology problems or a thing. But if you want a reading, please put it in the comments so I can put your name up here or let MamaCole know. So if you're in the group, it won't necessarily show up like this. I will have to do it manually, but I can still let her know that you want to do that you want a reading. So if you want a crystal reading, please put your yes please or whatever it is. Please comment below. Please let us know that you would like a reading. Okay, just a sec. There we go. And so now you're back. There you go. And I think you should just I think CMAC would be happy with a crystal reading as well. And people are starting to say yes, they want a reading. So go ahead and give CMAC a reading, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next people. I'm sure they'd be fine. Hey, if you're getting a free reading, you can't. Beggars can't be choosers.
Okay, CMAC, I'm just going to connect real quick to you. And what I do is I put my hand over my bowl, and I'll feel what you need, and you'll see me dig and stuff. I wish I could. Hey, look at that. What is your message that you need tonight the most? You know how we've been talking about, this is funny as heck, how we've been talking about obsidian? I have obsidian for you, CMAC. You need grounding and connection. sometimes in life things are a little bit too much to handle, and you need to like just release your roots into Mama Gaia and let her take over for a little bit. Sometimes you need to just lay back in the grass and just let her support you, because sometimes it's just too much. And that's what Obsidian is telling me, that you need some grounding. It's also about protection. I have my beautiful Obsidian angel that I use a lot. I really use Obsidian quite a bit. Obsidian, like I mentioned, was one of my very first stones I learned to use as a child. I'd like you to look into Obsidian. Look into Obsidian is formed. I also lived in Hawaii for a long time. There's a legend of Pele. Obsidian is formed from volcano, from the lava. It's pure, it's glass though, from something so black and thick. And Pele, the legend is that it was her anger. She was being kept away from her lover, and she was trying to reach him by exploding, and the lava would increase the island bigger and bigger each year so that she could get closer and closer to him, but she could never reach him. So Obsidian is like just, it's love, it's grounding, it's protection. And I'd really encourage you to really just start connecting a little bit more with Mother Nature, dropping your roots down, laying on the grass. Like, when was the last time you seriously laid down and looked up at the clouds? No preconceived notion, nothing you really have to do, just like when you were a kid, that's kind of what you're being told, to just go back to simplicity, back to the Mama Earth, to Mama Gaia. Okay.
Yeah, and CMAC, let us know. Hey, CMAC.
My internet's
Mama
going
Cole,
in and out. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Hey, CMAC, let us know how it went. Please comment in the
and how you feel,
comments below. Let us know if that reading made sense for you, and let MamaCole know that you got it. And the next person we got up here is Glenda Jameson. She's on Facebook. Go ahead, MamaCole.
Hi, Glenda. How are you, sweetheart? Oh, I love your profile picture. I can't see it totally close, but I love the feel of it. Glenda. You're way up. Selenite. And it was, I have lots of selenite. Selenite heart was chosen. Oh, here, I'll just show you. I keep forgetting I can just move my camera. Okay, all of these are selenite. Okay, those weren't chosen. The heart was chosen. There's someone very special and dear that you're, that's connecting with you. Selenite is pure. It's the purest. As you can see, it's very high on my tray. This is the purest. You don't have to ever cleanse on it. See how bright it is? This is like angelic energy. It's the most beautiful, cleanest, purest stone that exists. Selenite is used to cleanse yourself. Like, you can take a piece of selenite. Normally it's a wand, and you can actually like cleanse your aura, cleanse your tools. It's the only crystal that never needs charge. Well, no, there's a black kind of, which is the opposite spectrum, but this doesn't need charge. You can't put this in water. It disintegrates. And there's different kinds of selenite. This is a piece that I've had for years, and what's really funny is it keeps getting clearer and clearer. So selenite comes in all different forms. This is your angelic connection, your connection to the divine. My message for you tonight is like, believe in angels. Totally believe in angels. You are so divinely protected, and there's a beautiful connection. You're so loved that it was this out of all of them. This was a very special gift to me from somebody when I was in a really hard time. So I know if you're seeing numbers like 333, 111, things like that, 555, I'm being told your angels are with you. They're very close. And if you're anywhere near, like if you can find yourself a little piece of selenite, it'll really help you in your grief journey. Like how the earth is supporting the person that I just read for, selenite will help support that connection that you're so deeply craving. This is a really good stone to help you with that, and just to help you cleanse and clear. When those emotions are just getting a little too much, this is just like holding an angel in your pocket. That's like how beautiful this stone is. Like, any people that don't even understand crystals. Like I know a lot of you don't really understand, but you're able to feel or connect with selenite. Selenite's like across the board, really most high vibrational crystal that there is, I think. Especially for grief. I think it really is. It should be added with my 6, I think.
All
I
right.
hope that resonated, Glenda.
Glenda, let us know. Say it in the comments. Thank you. Oh, look, this Glenda already said thank you.
You're so welcome,
So
sweetheart.
I know I appreciate gratitude. I'm sure
I
you
have
do
a
too,
feeling.
MamaCole.
Yeah, I can't see her. I just want to add this. I have a feeling it's a child. I can't see her profile.
It is. It's a
but I think
child. It's a child.
Yeah.
Near some flowers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right. So
I
the
can't
next,
really
the next,
but,
next
who's
person
next?
asking is Michelle Brown. Michelle Brown on Facebook is
Michelle
asking
Brown.
for a reading.
Oh, she's sweet. Ooh, Angelite. No, lapis lazuli. Ooh, I have a really good piece of that. Where's that? Right here. Lapis lazuli is freaking amazing. Okay. Who knows who Cleopatra is? Lapis lazuli is the stone of royalty. Okay. When you, in Egyptian times, Cleopatra would use it and she would grind it up. This and malachite, but lapis especially she loved. She would grind it up and she would use it as an eyeliner to attract people. But she used it as an eyeliner, and she felt that the eyeliner helped her to see for her divination and things, that she was able to see better. Also in Egyptian times, when you had a piece of lapis, you were guaranteed into the afterlife and guaranteed to always have wealth. Because if you had a piece of lapis, you could eat, you could have room. Like it was the most wealthiest stone for you. That's the message, to remember your worth, your value, how beautiful you are. I have an idea that your grief is overwhelming and you've kind of lost your identity. You're still valuable. You're still worthy. You're still beautiful. You're still so authentic. Like, can you imagine grinding up a stone? Here's the other stone that she ground up. Grinding this up, adding it with water and putting it on your eyes. Like, wow. Like, she was just very powerful and mighty. And I want you to remember that about yourself, Michelle. That's the message for you today, is to remember your worth, your value, your power. It's okay if you feel a little lost, but this stone's going to help you remember who you are. And when you look at lapis, the easy way to recognize lapis, there's lots of blue stones, like they're just super blue, right? But the way to recognize lapis is just like the lepidolite. It has gold flecks in it. It has my camera is horrible, but it has gold flecks in it. So if you ever find a stone and you're like, I don't know, I'm not sure what this is. If it has the gold flecks, it's lapis. And think of Cleopatra and think of that power and that might. So I hope that resonates with you, Michelle. Don't forget who you are, honey. You're enough just as you are, sweetheart. And I hope you can hear me.
I'm pretty sure Michelle can hear you. If not, she can go back and watch the recording. She could just rewind it. But thank you, Michelle. Let us know if that resonated for you down in the comments. Let us know how that works for you, if that resonates with you. And, gratitude is a great way to get more of what you want. And look at that. Glenda said it resonated very, very much. Now,
thank you,
MamaCole. I'm trying to do these in order. Okay. So what I also noted was that Deanna Miner in the mediums group. It can't be featured the way the other ones were, but I'm pretty sure with a name and where she is online right now. Deanna Miner. You can connect
doesn't
for
really
her.
matter.
Right.
Right. It doesn't really matter where you are or how. If I have your name and I've got your permission and you're open to the reading, what I do, I honestly just connect with your higher self. So, which is like your unconscious or so. So I just connect. So Deanna. This is a tektite. This is a prophecy stone. Very different. Okay. It's similar to, no, it's not. Okay. I'm going to explain to you what a tektite is, Deanna, is otherworldly. This is a meteorite that hit the ground and it's very spiky. This one is really cool. I love this guy because he looks like a little hedgehog. Like, I wish my camera was better. But like I said, all these crystals find me and they all are like really, they have like all these little unique characteristics. This one looks like a hedgehog. This is to remind you, the stone's very different. It's not really, it's a tektite. So it's foreign material, it's alien matter, basically. The world is huge. The universe is huge. This is kind of to tell you to reach up, to think outside the box. Okay. You may be one, Deanna, who might have a certain set of beliefs, strict, it could be religion. It could just be beliefs. And this stone is telling you to go outside that, to kind of explode and explore. If you could see all the little points and stuff, like it's a really pointy rock. It came flying down to earth. These are actually from the Czech Republic. So it came flying down to earth and somebody was out there digging and found this. But it's not from here. You're so much bigger than what you can see. You're made of stardust, eternity. The grief that you're experiencing now, it's just but a blip in time. When you think of the eternity, you think of the vastness of the universe. That's your message, is more, it's without end. There is no beginning, there is no end. Your beliefs may be one thing, but you're being challenged to push beyond those beliefs with this stone. Okay, so I want to encourage you to follow that intuition, to, if something seems a little odd and you're like, man, I think that's them. Like, say you get a message, you hear a song from, and you're like, gosh, that really reminds me of my loved one. Nah, they couldn't have done that. Yeah, they could. Think beyond what you, like, it's almost like think beyond what you see. Like, believe, even though it doesn't really always make sense, it's okay. Just go with it. It's okay. And that's what this stone, and the other cool thing about this, I'm also wearing another tektite on me, is this existed before civilization. This stone has been on the planet before civilization. That's where tektites. So it's been here through all of mankind. All of mankind. Like, imagine the experiences, the things that were going on in the world. Okay, so your message is just, it doesn't end, and things are so much bigger. Okay, so you might find that your beliefs are going to be challenged a little bit. Just go with it. Nothing bad can happen. You're safe. Nothing bad can happen. It's all good. So who do we have? I hope that helped you, Deanna.
Yeah, Deanna, let us know. Put it in the comments. Yeah. Please put your comment in, and I'll make sure that MamaCole gets it. Deanna, I hope you got that. I even popped in there and sort of commented back so that she knew we were on hers. And the next, I want to say that reading before that was with Michelle Brown, and so she said the loss of her brother has left her lost. I'm sorry to hear that, Michelle. It's the one you just said. I think you did selenite, I think it was, or something, or whatever it was.
No, she was lapis to remember her worth. Yeah, and her power.
The royalty.
She was really strong and mighty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, beautiful. So there you go, Michelle. We just wanted to reach it. We just wanted to say thank you. And the next person that wants the reading is Maggie Lopez.
Maggie. Maggie. Lepidolite. And I have it in the cube for you. If you remember, I said this was one that we needed. That was really good. So I'm getting you having a lot of, that was this one. Which is funny because I thought I was going to draw something completely different than this. So that just goes to show you what my mind thinks that you're going to draw is not what Spirit says to draw. So lepidolite. I'm getting, you really need some relief from your emotions. Just some of it's been overwhelming and stuff, and it's time to just to take a break. It's okay to set it down. Okay. The one that I drew was a cube. Okay. Things aren't like you expected them to be. You had a plan. You had a box. Like it's a box. Like just like the last person. You kind of got to bust that box. It's different now. Things are different. And that's what hurts so much. And that's okay. If you're having issues with anxiety, if you're having issues with emotions, you're just not sure where to turn. They're saying there's times that it's okay to put it down. Okay, hold on. Yeah, yours, it's okay to put it down. You don't have to feel everything all at once. You can take it bit by bit. Because it's just too much to digest right now. I'm getting that you're very overwhelmed, and that's okay. That's so normal, honey. Very, very normal. Just take it step by step. And sometimes look at it, you too, your message is to look at it outside the box. Perhaps you're also being challenged with things that just aren't always what you perceived. Once again, going back to beliefs, everything's not a square box anymore. When we were younger, everything was black and white. Now it's not. Maybe you're having some experiences and stuff and you're just not sure how to handle them. They might be causing a little anxiety. Trust yourself and just be calm. There's ways to find calmness and peace. Okay, and lepidolite will help, and that's what it's saying. Just tune into your heart. I think that's also it too. Not only break that mold, the connection is real, and you feel it within your heart, okay? So just dive into that heart. Sometimes, maybe when it's too much, connect with your heartbeat, your inner beat. That's how you're also going to connect with your loved one. So lepidolite's going to help you with that. And it really will help with the anxiety and stuff too. So that's my message for you, honey. Just when it gets too much, just kind of connect within and just take it moment by moment. You don't have to figure it all out right now. Okay. And it doesn't have to be exactly like you thought it would be. It's okay to break the box.
All right.
I'm absolutely
Maggie, I hope you got that. Well, Maggie, I hope you got that. I hope you let us know if it resonated for you in the comments. Please comment below and let us know. And we'd love to hear from you and hear about if it's resonating. If you're looking for a reading, please just put it in the comments. Please just comment and let us know that you'd like a reading, and I'll make sure that MamaCole gets your message. And no matter where you are, if you're in a group or on a page and you're watching this live, just go ahead and comment. Now, the next person, this is on YouTube, actually. This is Kimberly Phelps. And she says she had to grab her phone. Kimberly, I'm assuming your pronouns are she, and that's probably not correct. Kimberly, they're saying that they would love to have a reading. So there you go. Kimberly, this is your reading.
Okay, Kimberly. Oh, you're down low. You need grounding also. You're going to love this one. This is a septarian. This is also known, some people know this as a thunder rock. It's really cool. That's the outside of it. And it don't look like anything. It just looks like a plain old rock. This is actually fossilized mud. Which sounds really funny. You're like, what? Fossilized mud? But I want you to see, and also they say that these are like from thunder, like when lightning and stuff would hit, that it would cause crystals to form within the mud. Okay. And then it turns to fossil, and I have a huge one. What this is representing for you is also like the other person before was grounding. Okay. This is another different form of it, but this is grounding. This also has the power of nature. This is a thunder, like thunder, nature. You are more energetic. This is more of an energetic message. You are having, if you're having issues like with energy, or perhaps you're having issues in your home, around you, like it's just because you need some more grounding. If I have this issue, and there's certain times I want to get with Hollis, honestly, because there's certain times of the year that it's really bad. I shut off machines, ATM machines, bank machines, cell phones, watches, car batteries, stuff like that. The reason why is because your energy is just a little off. Like it's not off. It's just, it's not off. It's just overload. Like, you're feeling a lot. Okay. And you're not like the other person. You're just feeling a lot everywhere all the time. And that's okay. Okay. You need to also ground and connect. And grounding is really simple. People are like, well, how do I do that? Take your shoes off and go for a walk in the grass. And it looks like, I don't know, your profile stuff, I see the mountains and stuff. So I'm thinking you're up in the mountains somewhere. Just go outside and smell the trees, smell the air. Like I said before, lay back on the ground, let the ground support you. This is also a storm. Go listen to the rain. When the next time you have rain and a thunderstorm and stuff, connect with the energy of the storm. I feel that's going to help you. Sorry, I have a lot going on. I feel that's really going to help you ground. This excess energy that you have, I'm getting as an energy. It could be anxiety. It could be your grief. It could be depression. Whatever it is, you can release it into the ground, or also into the storms. As the storms are exploding, you can just put that into it and let it fall. It's okay to be overwhelmed. You're another one I'm just getting that's a little overwhelmed, and it's okay. This will pass. There's lots of techniques and things that you can do to ground. But yeah, the energy is okay. You're fine. You're just very overly feeling, and that's okay. I totally get it. I'm the same way. I'm very energetic. And I think maybe that's probably part of the problem right now is you're so used to having all of this energy. Maybe that's part of it too. You're so used to all of this energy and stuff. And right now it's just really wonky. It's not as in control as before. So just be easy on yourself. It's okay. You will regain control, and the pieces will be back in order. Just for now, just be very gentle with yourself and do some grounding and just be gentle. It'll be okay, honey. I promise. And let me know, Kimberly, if this resonated with you. That was a long one. You had a lot of details on that one.
Well, I guess it's just whatever comes, right? Thanks, Kimberly. Let us know in the comments if that resonated for you. I wanted to give you some feedback from
I'm loving how Hollis
Danielle.
goes in and out. They're so cool. Like, this is just awesome. It makes sense. Good.
Danielle Miner.
A lot of signs for my son, even though I know it's him sometimes. I still question.
Yeah,
them.
I think that's pretty common, huh? You know, almost everybody, I
It's
think, in
very
grief, like, questions their own. I think even us mediums question our own intuition. So you're not the only one, Danielle. And I think we all do it, frankly. I think that's
when I first when I first started, I have a really cool story about that. My usually people don't pass that know what I do. Okay. I used to be really secretive about what I did till about a year or so ago. A close family member passed, and wouldn't leave me alone because they knew what I did and they were wanting me to get messages. And I didn't want to believe it was them. So I totally can understand, because even as a medium, I was like, there is no way. So they really were like showing me all kinds of stuff till I finally, admitted it to myself. So I totally understand that.
All right. Well, I just want to say the next person up is and Maggie gave you some feedback as well. Definitely resonates with her. And losing my mom had been very sad. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you. So
You're so
thank
welcome,
you.
Maggie.
Thank you, Maggie, for commenting and
Yeah, I really
just,
appreciate that, sweetheart.
just a little bit of thank you. That's sweet to do. The next person that's asking for a reading is Cindy Flores. Cindy Flores.
Ooh, you got lapis also. You got the same one, and that does not normally happen. So, and it doesn't mean that the message is the same. What is our message? What is your message? Yours is to remember your value and worth. I'm getting yours. It's definitely like the royalty, how precious you are. I'm not sure who it was you lost, but they want you to remember how precious and beautiful you are. Absolutely stunning in their eyes. The loved one who has passed is telling you that you're stunning. Your message is more self-care. Perhaps you used to be one who did your makeup, and it's self-care isn't always like makeup and stuff. It's rubbing the lotion on you, taking that bubble bath, taking the time for yourself to just take care of yourself. The bubble bath, the bath salts in your tub, having that, not only the bubble bath, but having that little cup of tea while you're doing it, and putting some little candles around and making it an event. Love yourself the way that you're loving everyone else. I get you're devoting a lot of time to everyone around you, and you're taking care of everybody else. Totally relate. I do that a lot. As people, a lot of us do. Caretakers, women, mothers, whatever. A lot of us tend to put others in front of ourselves, especially sometimes in grief. You'll dive into service of others and not realize, thinking that it's helping you. But this message for you is, it's helping you by serving others, but don't forget your cup has to be full too. Fill yours up first, and then it'll make it a little easier to pour from it for everybody else. Don't forget your value and your worth, okay? But yours is more your self-care. Just try to look back, like what's really good to do is, if you don't understand now, go back to like your teen years. Do you know, like your teen 20s, when we were all just most of us were very self-fixated and stuff, and we really took care of ourselves, like overly. That's what I want you to try to connect with that. And in grief, it's really hard at times, but even just that lotion, sometimes just the act of putting lotion on you when you're grieving is so helpful, because you're missing that human touch. So for you to put it on yourself, you're giving yourself that touch that you miss and you so desperately crave. So that's my suggestion for you, is to kind of up your self-care just a little bit. Okay, honey? Let me know if that resonates. Thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah, I believe it did, because Cindy definitely said my fiance heart so far. So I think that was like at the beginning of the reading. So I think that they were like kind of resonating with something you said right away. And hopefully they'll give us some more feedback here in just a moment. And thank you, Cindy, for asking for reading and commenting and giving your feedback. We appreciate you. Again, if you want a reading, you need to put it in you need to put your, hey, I would like one or something like that in the comments so we can give you a reading. There's another person here waiting, and her name is Heather Nicole. Heather Nicole would love a reading.
I know Heather personally. but I don't know her super well. Like we've been in class together and stuff, but I don't know her like super personally. So this is very interesting. Heather, 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 what do you need, sweetheart? Heather, Heather. Oh, and I have the lapis in my hand still. Here, let me go down because I know Heather would appreciate watching me. Where are you, Heather? Go down under. Ooh. Oh, Heather. Of course, Heather has to be totally unique. She got one of my platonic solids that I didn't even really know was in here. This is Merlinite. Okay, a platonic solid. This one represents the earth. It's a cube. And Merlinite only grows and occurs in one place in the world. It's also known as indigo GABA, and it is grown in New Mexico. It's only found in New Mexico. It's very unique, just like our beautiful Heather. My message for you tonight, Heather, is you need to keep embracing that uniqueness. I'm being told life is challenging right now. You are really in the throes and the thick of things right now. You need to remember to look at life a little more unique. You've always looked at it differently, and if it's so important right now. And I get this is a lot about the boys, the challenges that you're facing as a single mom, how overwhelming it is, and that just keep it fun. Don't overthink things. Like, I'm getting that you're very structured. You always have a plan. You always have a schedule. And you also need to break the box. It's okay to wing it. It's okay to hop in that car, load the boys up, and just go. Sometimes in life, it's about the journey. It's not always about the destination or how you got there. And I'm a very big planner. I'm a Virgo. Like, I love to plan everything. You don't have to. Sometimes in life, the whole adventure is in the journey. It doesn't even matter where you end up going. Like, you guys could just load up the car, put a tent in there, sleeping bags and stuff, and go. Now, that stuff normally takes a lot more planning, but something like that. When you were younger, you were a lot more adventurous and stuff, and you kind of have been, I'm getting it's more because of scheduling. There's more activities scheduled and stuff, and the freedom is kind of, you're trying to fit in somebody else's box. But this might be school, this might be the other moms or something. You don't have to. Embrace your unique self because it's so loved and so needed. I love your uniqueness. I love everything about that. And that's what I'm getting for you is definitely break the mold. It's okay to be structured and stuff, but it's also okay just to wing it sometimes. Okay. And you want to teach the boys that too. I'm also getting that definitely your children, because they've had so much to deal with in their life. And I know that structure helps them a lot, but they also need to realize that sometimes life is unpredictable, and that for you too. And I know you know that sometimes life is unpredictable, and it's okay. You're going to learn to be more creative and stuff. If the schedules don't work, so what? It's okay. We're going to find another way. We're going to figure it out. And that's what you're being encouraged by your guides right now, is to just keep going no matter what, and embrace that creative, unique person. I love that for you, Heather. Let me know if that resonates with you, Heather. That's really cool.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm sure Heather will get back to us and let us know how that resonates for them. I will say that Cindy did give you a little, yes, it does resonate. It's something he would always say to me. So right away when you said about being royalty, I knew it was him. Well, that isn't that beautiful, Cindy?
Good
Oh, I
job.
got chills. That's gorgeous.
I love that for your. I want to tell you, Cindy, I don't take credit for that. Honestly, that's your loved one. Like, that's just me. That's their. they came through so clearly that they were able to validate that for you. And I love that. And so I always tell them, thank you very much for that. And that's a proof of your love, your connection, and the love that you have. Okay. So that's absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much.
All right. And
And I could probably
Sabrina
do a couple
Danley.
more, and that's
Yep, that's what we got.
okay.
Sabrina Danley is from the Mediums group. We got just a couple more readings here. Sabrina, go ahead and this is for Sabrina Danley in the Mediums group. Mm-hmm.
How do we have a post-it? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Oh, you're way deep. Ooh, I love this for you, Sabrina. This is citrine. This is all about money. Citrine. Citrine is actually what's really cool about citrine. You know how I was telling you about amethyst was a really good tool for grief? This is amethyst. Here, I actually have one that's very similar in shape. Okay, this is amethyst. If you heat amethyst up and you put it under pressure and you heat it up, guess what it turns into? Citrine. Citrine is, it looks like quartz, but it's yellow. Okay, so if you ever see like a yellow looking stone and it looks like a quartz, that is citrine. The message that I have for you is that diamonds are made under pressure, Sabrina. Citrine's made under pressure. I know you're going through a lot right now. There's a lot of pressure. You're going to rise above it. You're going to get through it. No matter what, you will get through it. And you're going to be different. You're not going to be the exact same as you were when you started this journey. Okay. Yeah, you were like purple and okay. You're going to be a little clear. You're going to see things from a different perspective. See, this is clear with a touch of sunlight. That's what I'm getting for you. The citrine's more a touch of sunlight. You're going to rise above this. It's very hard and it's very difficult, I know. And you feel like the walls are closing in and the pressure is just too much. But if you can't relate to the citrine and it's changing color and shape and stuff, also remember a diamond, a grain of sand, when it's pushed and crushed and heated, turns into a diamond. Just like an amethyst, when it's heated and under pressure, turns into a citrine. And citrine is really good for money, financial. If you're having money issues and stuff, it's okay. This is going to pass, okay? Citrine's definitely telling you that it's going to pass. There is sunshine on the horizon, honey. You just got to keep going. Just keep going, no matter what. Just keep going. You have got this. And your loved one, I honestly believe whoever your loved one that has passed, that's the sunshine. That's what's shining through this pressure, okay? That's why you're going to be able to see the yellow in the quartz, like the sun, that yellow tint, because they're always going to be with you. I know they're not physically with you now, but that love connection and that energy doesn't sever, okay? So that's why this stone was drawn for you. The pressure and stuff, I know it seems a lot, but just focus. You will get through it. And I know you can't always see the end, and that's okay. That's okay. Just try to picture in your mind. If you can't picture a citrine because it's just not a familiar concept, they're telling me that the diamond is a very familiar concept for you, that grain of sand, okay? Thank you, Sabrina. Let me know if that resonates with you, sweetheart. Thank you.
All right, it's beautiful. And I just wanted to let you know that Heather Nicole said, I appreciate you so much, MamaCole. This is so accurate for me. I always do have a plan. Laugh out loud. I was way more adventurous when I was younger. I do need to embrace that side of me more and definitely want to pass it on to my boys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you. Heather,
You're
you
so
know what's
welcome,
funny
Heather.
about that? Did you know it's actually good for your brain to change up your schedule? As much as we think it's good for us to like have a routine or whatever, it's actually better for your brain to have to like surprise your brain and change up your routine. It will make you more resilient, therefore it will help clear trauma, by the way. Okay. So
That's perfect.
I just thought I would include that because that's what it
I
made
never
me think
knew that.
about.
I used I
Yeah.
used to do I
Dr.
used to do
Joe Dispenza talks about it on Rewired on Gaia TV. I can cite my
Oh, I
sources.
love
Okay.
Rewired. I love him.
Dr. Joe Dispenza, he talks
Yes,
about it
I love him.
specifically. He specifically tells you to make sure you
Well,
change up your schedule
see,
to keep
I'm
yourself
an
healthy.
ex-foster parent, and we did treatment foster care, and I always had traumatized teens, but we were taught structure, 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 structure. Like schedules, everything was very structured.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
but now we
I
know.
love that.
But
Yeah, now we
Dr.
know.
Joe is like more like
He's
a
top.
metaphysical doctor, even though he's an
Yeah, I
actual
love him.
doctor. Our regular world is just now starting to listen to those guys,
Hmm.
like Dr. Lipton, who invented epigenetics. So
Yeah.
the next one last
Very
reading
much.
here. Sasha on the mediums group said, "May I please have a reading?" So if you have feedback, please put it down in the comments, and we'll be wrapping up here very soon. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Sasha, I'm gonna put my camera down for you. Let's see what message you have. Sasha, Sasha, Sasha. Oh, you're right here. Well, yours hit right away. Ooh, howlite. Now, howlite is one of the very few man-made stones I have in here, but it fascinates me. Okay, howlite it looks like a white turquoise. That's the easiest way to describe it. It's a white stone with a gray crack in it. Okay, and they're cracks all through it. Just like it looks seriously like a white turquoise. A lot of times blue howlite is passed off as white turquoise. I mean, as blue howlite is passed off as turquoise. Okay, how this relates to you, Sasha, I know you can't see the cracks in it, but there's all kinds of little cracks in it, similar to marble. You know how marble looks? And it's white with all the little gray cracks and stuff in it. I'm being shown, even though you're broken, you're going to be so beautiful when you put all the pieces back together. There's a Japanese art. I can never remember the name of it, but there's a Japanese art where they actually take broken vessels, pottery and stuff, and they put it back together with gold glue, and they put it back together and they create a beautiful masterpiece out of what was once broken. Okay, that's the message for you. I know that you're broken right now, and sometimes the pieces just aren't fitting right back together, and that's okay. They're going to fit back, and you're going to be just like the reading before with the citrine. You're not going to ever be exactly the same. Of course you're not. This has been a horrible thing that you've gone through, and you're not ever going to be the same, but you are going to get back together. Okay. And then those cracks are still going to be visible. That trauma, that grief and stuff is still going to be visible, but it's going to be a beautiful part of your story. Okay. I know right now it hurts and it's not a beautiful part of your story, but something will come of it. I'm not sure what the losses that you experienced, but I do feel that it's ingrained in you now. It definitely is going to become a part of your story. This person that has passed, as long as you are alive to tell their story, they're always going to be there. They're always going to be connected with you. You're so afraid. I almost get like you're afraid of the disconnection and stuff. And I honestly think they're the cracks. They're going to be with you. It's just a different way. So the cracks are their story in your life. That's what I get. That's the pure meaning. Sometimes I don't get the message totally clear till like right near the end. And that's the message for you, is they are part of your story. They're always going to be part of your story. It's just right now it's all broken in pieces. But once you get it all back together, you'll figure out how to incorporate this trauma into your story again. And you're going to be a beautiful whole piece again. You just have to hang on, okay? And you're going to be shown how to regroup, because that's what this is showing me. That's showing me that, yes, you're going to accomplish it. Okay. As hard as it looks right now, you are going to get through it, Sasha. And let me know if that resonated, honey. Thank you, Sasha.
Well, I'm sure that resonated for Sasha. And I just want to let you know, like Kim Phelps, Kim, you must have jumped from YouTube to Facebook. I'm glad you found us on Facebook. And she said, thank you so much. Perfect reading for me. I'm used to a lot of energy, but I have to admit I'm overwhelmed, almost numb with it. Thanks for telling me it's going to be okay. That's so sweet, Kim. So sweet. And you know who else gave you some feedback was Sabrina Danley said, thank you. My grandmother passed and left her jewelry to me. I wear a huge citrine on the right hand. That is hers. I'm definitely going through a lot right now. Thank you so much. So that's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And, you know, that pretty much sums up. Hey, you know what, friends? Just watch out for MamaCole to go live again and maybe do this type of reading or medium readings or whatever we're called to in that time. We appreciate you. We're so glad you were here to join it with us today. Yeah, thank you everyone for being part of this. And if you want a reading with MamaCole, it's real easy. You could just go to that link up there in the corner. I think it's also in the comments, and I'll put it in the comments one more time. And you know, you could just book a private reading with her, honestly. And you know, that's I mean, because in a private crystal reading, they get like several stones, right? Is that true?
Yeah,
MamaCole?
and it's much
That's
deeper.
What I understood
Yeah,
from
it's
you.
much deeper and a more connection. And if you noticed, I want to also, if you are an energy worker and stuff, you do know a lot of my work. I work with your loved one with the crystals, and there is energy that is transferred also. So good job on that,
Fantastic.
Kim. Yeah, that was really good recognizing that. So good job. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, well done,
I
Kim.
really appreciate it.
You somehow got to YouTube to here, so congratulations. You did it. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Take care of yourself.
Good night. Thank you
find
so
yourself
much.
some sweet vibrations.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Hollis, for doing all the back stuff. That's beautiful. Thank you for your help.
Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey?
Good night, everybody.
Need help
Thank
with
you.
a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.